People's computers aren't getting more secure. They are getting more infected by viruses. They are getting more under the control of malware. End quote. A famous Avi Rubin once said. It's also good to know Steve Wozniak's quote on hacking. Quote, a lot of hacking is played with other people, getting them to do strange things. End quote. In our case study, we will be discussing what we think are the most common threats against security to a human being's computer, which is the all-new ransomware and the old-fashioned yet effective phishing. Ransomware, as defined by Wikipedia, is a type of malicious software from cryptovirology that threatens to publish the victim's data or perpetually block access to it unless a ransom is paid. Phishing, on the other hand, is defined as the fraudulent practice of sending emails purporting to be from reputable companies in order to induce individuals to reveal personal information such as passwords and credit card numbers. In our case study, we will go through the description of each topic, the history behind them, their purpose, and the dangers each malware and hacking propose. We have discussed, did research with reliable sources, and have reached a conclusion for each topic before elaborating them into this case study. At times, we have also looked into forums to better understand the ideas and opinions of other people, which without a doubt helped us to better understand ransomware and phishing. These forums also helped us to conclude the reliability of the sources we used to gain additional information and statistics throughout this study. We will now go on to the history of ransomware. So right now I'm going to start off the topic of ransomware by explaining the history of ransomware. Ransomware. Ransomware all started on the year 1989. The main ransomware was appropriated on Sophistocrat by the Postal Administration. It was named the 1989 Big Explosion, otherwise called PS Cyber. The man who was responsible of all these things, the MVP Joseph L. Book, sent 20,000 contaminated diskettes marked guide information introductory diskettes to participants of the World Health Organization in their 8th gathering. The topic of ransomware was going on and off from 1989 to 2005. In 2005, another incident occurred. Counterfeit projects for spyware explosion developed. These product programs guaranteed to settle basic issues and needed you to purchase a permit in the normal of $50, which is about roughly 200 ringgit. In 2006, another strain was discharged. In any case, this similar to some time recently, this new strain was considerably more hard to evacuate and utilized RCA encryption without precedent for ransomware history. And then 2008 came, the breakthrough year for ransomware. In 2008, 2 years after GP code ransomware was made, GP code AK was released and started spreading from PC to PC. Every PC which GP code AK contaminated, it would bolt or scramble the casualties record and require the client to pay a payment or charge to get a code which would open their document. The ransomware with the same feature of the ransomware 2008 came to life in 2015, the year which ransomware shot up. It became famous. In 2015, a forceful Android ransomware strain began to spread crossfire over America in September. It soon spread worldwide. It was named Lockup-In. The ransomware changed the contaminated gadget's bold screen pin code and leaves casualties with a bold, versatile screen. Lockup-Point at that point requested $500, which is roughly more than 2,000 ringgit, to open the gadget. The ransomware, the KE Ranger, was found in 2016, conveyed by means of transmission with current customer for OSX. So that's all from me today. Now we will jump into technical view. critical view of subtopics. Ransomware. According to researchers from Malwarebytes, roughly 60% of malware payloads were of ransomware, with the rest being a mix of ad fraud, malware, and small traces of everything else. Not only have we seen more attacks on more businesses demanding more money, the level of sophistication in distribution methods and attack vectors have expanded as well. It's enough to make companies of all sizes and industries sit up and take notice, because unfortunately, the data also shows no one is immune. The number of ransomware attacks on business tripled last year, jumping from one attack every 2 minutes in Q1 to one every 15 seconds by Q3. While attacks against consumers are still more prevalent, the acceleration in attacks against businesses indicates more and more criminals are developing targeted campaigns and setting their sights on bigger scores. While some industries continue to be bigger targets than others, data shows that no sector is immune to ransomware attacks. Healthcare organizations continue to be high-profile victims. Besides that, attacks are actively bypassing security. Of the companies that have experienced ransomware attacks, 7 out of 10 have fallen victim to at least one that got past their security and successfully encrypted their files. Traditional security solutions are simply struggling to keep up with the incredible pace at which new ransomware variants are being produced. As a result, some organizations are looking to new solutions that utilize machine learning and behavioral analytics to block ransomware during runtime. While others are simply assuming they'll be infected and are prioritizing response and recovery, instead, some even going as far as to stockpile Bitcoin in anticipation of paying off attackers. Increasingly, the ransomware attack model is to land and expand. When ransomware attacks hit, they tend to come in waves that target multiple entities within a company. It's not uncommon for there to be multiple patient zeros who fall victim to the initial attack, a targeted phishing email, for example. But sometimes all it takes is one distracted person making one wrong click for an infection to take root and spread. Several ransomware variants are able to encrypt their files via shared network drives, and some, like the polymorphic ransomware Verilog, actually infect the files they encrypt so that attempting to open them causes the attack to start up all over again. More recent attacks, like the WannaCry outbreak, utilize worm components that allow them to spread to other hosts on the original victim's network, wreaking havoc. It's perhaps no surprise then to see troubling stats from Intermedia, which indicate 75% of ransomware attacks infect 3 or more employees and 47% infect at least 20.
Okay, let's talk about how to prevent ransomware attacking our computers, PCs, or laptops, or mobile phones. First and foremost, be sure to back up your most important files on a regular basis. Ideally, backup activity should be done so that the failure of any single point won't lead to the loss of data. Store one copy in the cloud with the help of the services like Dropbox and other offline physical media such as portable hard disk drives. One more tactic is to toggle data access privileges and set rewrite permissions so that the files can be modified or erased. An additional tip is to check the integrity of your backup copies once in a while. Other than that, think twice before clicking. Dangerous hyperlinks can be received via social networks or instant messages, and the sender are likely to the people you trust, including your friends or colleagues. For this attack to be deployed, cyber criminals compromise their accounts and submit bad links to as many people as possible. Other than that, Patch and keep your operating system, antivirus, browsers, and fresh players, Java, and other softwares up to date. This habit can prevent our PC from ransomware attacks. Thank you.
So I'm back, and right now I'm going to start off the topic of phishing by explaining the history of phishing. So phishing is defined as the fraudulent practice of sending emails acting to be from reputable companies in order to induce individuals to reveal personal information such as their password and credit card number. Although phishing was launched on a year which was earlier from 2001. 2001, Fisher turned their concentration returning on the web installment framework, in spite of the fact that the main assault, which was on e-gold in June 2001, was thought to be a failure. It planted an essential seed. In late 2003, Fisher enlisted many spaces that resembled true blue destinations like eBay and PayPal on the off chance that you were focusing. 2003 was the year when Fisher thought this is their year. They utilized email worm projects to convey satirized messages to PayPal clients. Those clients were redirected to caricature destination and made a request to refresh their MasterCard, point of interest, and other distinguishing data. This gave the fishers information which was essential to them to scam their study. Due to the lack of knowledge of the public on fishers and fishing itself, by the start of 2004, fishers were riding on enormous rush of achievement that included assault on saving money locals and their clients. Pop-up windows were utilized to get delicate data from casualties. Since that time, numerous other advanced techniques have been produced. Phishing surged by 250% in the principal quarter of 2016. The Counter Cybercrime Coalition watched all the mock phishing assaults on quarter one of the year, including a distinguishing record of 289,371 exceptional phishing sites. Then it had some other 3-month transfers since it started following information in 2004. That is quite a lot. So right now, let's go to technical view of cyber. So right now, I'm gonna start off the topic of ransomware by explaining the history of ransomware. Ransomware. Ransomware all started on the year 1989. The main ransomware was appropriated on sophisticated by the Postal Administration. It was named the 1989 K explosion, otherwise called TS Cyber. The man who was responsible of all these things, the MVP Joseph L. Book, sent 20,000 contaminated diskettes marked guide information introductory diskettes to participants of the World Health Organization in their AIDS gathering. The topic of ransomware was going on and off from 1989 to 2005. In 2005, another incident occurred. Counterfeit projects for spyware explosion developed. These product programs guaranteed to settle basic issues and needed you to purchase a permit in the normal of $50, which is about roughly 200 ringgit. In 2006, another strain was discharged. In any case, this similar to some time recently, this new strain was considerably more hard to evacuate and utilized RCA encryption without precedent for ransomware history. And then 2008 came, the breakthrough year for ransomware. In 2008, 2 years after GP code ransomware was made, GP code AK was released and started spreading from PC to PC. Every PC which GP code AK contaminated, it would bolt or scramble the casualties record and require the client to pay a payment or charge to get a code which would open their document. So ransomware with The same feature of the ransomware 2008 came to life in 2015, the year which ransomware shot up. It became famous. In 2015, a forceful Android ransomware strain began to spread crossfire over America in September. It soon spread worldwide. It was named Lockup-In. The ransomware changed the contaminated gadget's bold screen pin code and leaves casualties with a bold, versatile screen. Lockup-Point at that point requested $500, which is roughly more than 2,000 ringgit, to open the gadget. The ransomware, a KE Ranger, was found in 2016, conveyed by means of transmission with current customer for OSS. So that's all from me today. Now we'll jump into technical view. Technical view of subtopics. Ransomware. According to researchers from Malwarebytes, roughly 60% of malware payloads were of ransomware, with the rest being a mix of ad-fraud, malware, and small traces of everything else. Not only have we seen more attacks on more businesses demanding more money, the level of sophistication in distribution methods and attack vectors have expanded as well. It's enough to make companies of all sizes and industries sit up and take notice, because unfortunately, the data also shows no one is immune. The number of ransomware attacks on business tripled last year, jumping from one attack every 2 minutes in Q1 to one every 50 seconds by Q3. While attacks against consumers are still more prevalent, the acceleration in attacks against businesses indicates more and more criminals are developing targeted campaigns and setting their sights on bigger scores. While some industries continue to be bigger targets than others, data shows that no sector is immune to ransomware attacks. In conclusion, both ransomware and phishing are both huge threats to our PC system and even our lives, but they are not impossible to be dealt with. The World Wide Web is full of these attacks and viruses, and this is not including those who dare surf the deep and dark web, which have tripled the amount of attacks. However, it's not that difficult to protect your computer from such viruses. With common sense, a bit of knowledge, and taking precautions, one would most certainly be able to avoid such attacks, and if necessary, remove them from destroying one's PC life. This is the end of our presentation. From me, Yuvaraj and Ganesan, thank you very much.